at any point get infected will have access to that facility. But that notwithstanding, again, you read everything together with scientific advice and what doctors are suggesting, and that Kenya now seemingly has lost its sovereignty, that it can be directed by another state on what they want to do on our soil. Exactly. And one asks the question, are Kenyans really being listened to? Or are Kenyans there to be seen and not to be heard?
Exactly. Under foreign policy, the government, the first thing the government is supposed to consider is the interests of the country. You've talked about sovereignty. That's why I said, according to the Americans, a Kenyan, the life of a Kenyan is not as important as that of an American. What are you talking about? That's a violation of our sovereignty. So, and what these people who are demonstrating, what our fellow Kenyans who are demonstrating are saying is, let us be treated as equal partners. Let us not be reduced to a level where we're being taken like guinea pigs. Those are among the things that we should be considered. And that's why you find sometimes, because of private interests, because of the interests of the leaders, they totally compromise the interests, the national interests, and champion their own interests. So these are among the things that as Kenyans, we should stand up and say, no, this should not be done. So that we even make a statement out of that. Yeah.
So how do some of these things play out then? In the law, where seemingly, where there is adjudication of cases, there are pronouncements that are made, and then they're not followed.
Yes.
And one of the big issues that we look at is the Auditor General, who is constantly giving reports about how money is missing, where it has gone, whether it has been mismanaged or misappropriated. But there's very little action that's taken at the end of the day in terms of what to be done. We read an example this morning whereby e-citizen funds to the tune of 6.7 billion shillings, there's still a question mark about. But that has not happened because of, interestingly enough, akin to your advisory about the 2/3 gender rule, there has been no quorum to discuss the issue about where this money went. Same thing with Kenya's debt. Kenya doesn't have a problem with resources. Kenya has a problem with how it spends it. The country's debt, many argue that it's odious, but that's the problem, whereby you cannot fund so many activities that government needs to, because most of it is going towards debt repayment. How should this be handled?
It is. All these things come revolving around compliance with our law, compliance with the Constitution. Article 211 provides clear provisions for borrowing by the national government. First of all, it allows Parliament to enact legislation to implement or to be able to borrow, to regulate the borrowing. And Parliament has given legislation under the Public Finance Management Act, allowing the CS Treasury to borrow. What you don't see is, the lending institutions are keen. They say, look, tell us the purpose of what, of this borrowing. And in most cases, from the what I have read, the CS gives the purpose. What is not followed, or what is not taken seriously, is the purpose. And the moment you don't comply with that provision, because the borrowing is meant for development. Section 15 of the Public Finance Management Act forbids borrowing for recurrent expenditure. Borrowing is meant for development. So because we are not serious, Parliament is not serious It is like it has abdicated its responsibility to the cabinet secretary. It has, in short, abdicated its responsibility to the executive. The executive can say, look, we want to borrow to construct roads. Mm-hmm. And the parliament approves. If parliament doesn't follow up and find out whether the money has actually been used for the purpose it was borrowed, the executive can use it to hire luxury jets to fly the president around the globe. Mm. I mean, is that how we want to operate as a country? Now, public debt, as reason, it is heading to 13 trillion. Mm-hmm. As we stand in the 2026-2027 budget, it is going to take more than, is it 2.3 trillion out of the 4 point what trillion of the budget? About 48% of the national budget is going to service debt. Mm-hmm. This is debt that most of it is odious. And I commend the Honorable Omtata. Mm. He has taken the matter to court. We want to see how the court determines that matter. Mm.
Odious in what sense, CJ? Odious. When you're asking, with this 2.8 trillion, you're saying quite a lot of it is odious debt. Meaning what? That you can't see requisite development projects or what?
It is not utilized for the purpose it was borrowed.